Buenos dias.
Hola, buenos dias. After over 2 years of planning and praying and thinking about this, a group of 8 of us from Resurrection finally took off in June of 2022, this summer, and after about an 18-hour trip, we arrived in Trujillo, Peru.
This was our 3rd attempt to make this trip due to COVID, and the 3rd time was the charm. We met up with Robin Hansen in Atlanta. She gave us some background knowledge about Peruvian culture. We met up with the crew from Texas in Trujillo and all piled into a van for a ride to Luz de Vida, the transitional home, which means light of life.
It's a transitional home for young women who have aged out of the orphanages. And when they age out of the orphanage, many of them, obviously because they've been in an orphanage, don't have a family that is really supporting them and taking care of them. So a lot of negative things happen. They may be trafficked, they live on the streets, they may be homeless. And so this is a place where they go to get an education, to learn more life skills, to become more self-sufficient and more independent. We stayed in dormitory style kind of housing there and got to know these young women, and it was truly an amazing experience and a real blessing to us.
Well, I really thought the first night was a big highlight for me because we ate with the youth and then they led us in games, and even though we couldn't speak Spanish and they couldn't speak English, we still had a lot of fun, and it was just a joyful evening. There was a lot of laughter, and it just seemed like a really great way to start the week.
We had a youth group gathering where kids in the program living in the house and outside of the house came and we played games.
There was Jenga, Tenzi, and some interesting variations of charades, Sean.
We played their version of charades. I acted out a conejo or rabbit. They had a lot of trouble guessing it. They were guessing monkey and ape for some reason, so I don't know why they couldn't get it.
Each morning, the girls in the home took turns getting fresh bread for our breakfast. We started each day with an optional time to walk in a local park or maybe run, walk.
We had time for devotions and journaling in the morning and then reflections in the evening. And our key verse for the week,
Based on Colossians 3:12.
therefore, as God's chosen people, holy and clearly loved,
Clothe yourselves with compassion, kindness, humility,
gentleness, and patience. And through studying this verse, I think we really found common ground as we went through the week.
and I felt that the people I met from Peru displayed that, and also the group I traveled with.
Monday and Tuesday were painting days in the house, which coined a phrase that was used often throughout the week: trust the process. Water was added to the paint, and the brushes were all like 4-inch brushes to do trim work and everything, which is definitely not what we're used to doing at home. We did trust the process, and it made those 2 floors much brighter, and the girls were so excited. Wednesday was more of a cultural day. We toured Huacas de Moche and learned a lot about the Moche culture. We then were surprised with a trip to the home of friends of Robin, where we were able to make our own ceramics, learn more about their cultures, and sing and dance along to some live Peruvian music. On Thursday, we went to a local orphanage. In the morning, we divided up and did tasks in their garden and orchard area, which included mending fences, cleaning brush, moving wood, and hauling rock and dirt. We again had to trust the process as we had very minimal tools to work with. We were then able to eat lunch with the girls that live in the orphanage. Most of the girls were very shy. A couple went to school, and several of them had special needs, which really touched my heart because I'm a special ed associate.
So after lunch, the group from Texas led a short program with a game, song, and a Bible message. Then the Iowa crew helped them make a craft, and we all sang Jesus Loves Me.
We then taught the girls to throw and play with a frisbee, which they most likely had never seen before. All too soon, it was time for us to leave. This was by far the hardest part of the trip for me. Having to leave these girls who had only just started opening up to us, knowing that they'd either been left before or had to escape a bad situation, had tears streaming down my face. I felt guilty that we couldn't stay there and continue to give them the additional love and support they so obviously craved.
It was heartwarming to go to the orphanage and meet those little girls. And they were so shy at first, and then in the end, they seemed to want to get in the van with us and leave. And it was heartwarming, and yet it was kind of sad. And I had never been to an orphanage before, so that was quite an experience.
On Friday, we got to see the Plaza de Armas and do a little shopping at an open market. Robin believes it's important for the volunteers to experience the Peruvian culture while also helping at the house and in the community. That afternoon, we helped at a local church. The pastor is the husband of Nancy, who is a staff member at Luz de Vida. We did basically the same programming that we had done at the orphanage, but this was with a bigger group of kids. And once again, the frisbee was a hit. Friday night was group night at the house.
John and Joan led a great little game with the youth where it was a game that got them up on the stage and interacting and laughing and giggling and got everybody kind of relaxed and the ice broken. We had a message and a prayer from the Texas group, and then I, along with Robin as translator, led a program, kind of a workshop in personality styles and traits and how different personalities can work together, and that every type of personality is special to God.
It was such a joy to witness interactions between the different groups of kids and young adults, as well as their interactions with Robin. The love shared was truly evident. There was a lot of laughter and a lot of picture taking, as this was our last chance to see many of those people that were there. Saturday evening was probably my favorite part of the trip. One of the girls that lived in the house, Nayeli, was asking Sean about his guitar as she was learning how to play it. Sean started singing "I Believe in That Love," and we all started slowly joining in, including Nayeli. We went through most of the songs, including singing "I Believe in That Love" a couple more times per request from the girls. Another girl from the house, Dina, who was very, very shy, inched closer to Kara and started singing with us too, which was so moving. Haiti, who was close to moving out of the home, sang a song for us, which is a beautiful voice. It made my heart so full, and I wondered if this trip really served us or the girls more, but the answer doesn't matter because we were doing God's work.
And for me, the most memorable part of the trip really did happen on Saturday night while we were just singing with the girls. You know, it truly is amazing that regardless of language barriers or different cultures, backgrounds, whatever it happens to be, music really bridges that gap and creates an instant memory for us all.
We left the house on Sunday to fly to Lima and then to Cusco. We got to see all sorts of Incan ruins, with the ultimate highlight of seeing and touring Machu Picchu.
We went on to Cusco and Machu Picchu and places in between, and it was incredible. We saw a lot of beautiful scenery. The way they made the stones way back then, and I don't know, it was just incredible.
What made you go on your second mission trip for Corazon de Esperanza?
The kids. I believe it. I believe in the project, and I support the kids, and that's what makes me go.
There was just a spirit of joy in these young women, and when you'd come down for breakfast in the morning, you'd always see a smile. You might get a hug, you might get a kiss on a cheek, and just felt such an appreciation for our being there and for whatever we did. And I don't know, that was very humbling, and it made me realize that I need to appreciate the things that I have more.
What was your favorite part of the trip?
Meeting the young woman that we sponsor. Besides all the other kids, it's anytime you get to meet the kids, it's a win-win.
I'm so grateful that I got to go on this trip to Peru. It was an incredible experience.
Hey, what was incredible about it?
It was incredible because I got to finally see the transition house and meet the girls and the staff, and just learn more about the program that they go through, and just that must be really hopeful for them, that it will provide a good future for them.
Just being able to be there and see the finished house, the culmination of 12 years of hopes and dreams, was very exciting for me. To be able to see it now, the final project all done, a 5-story house with usable space on the roof as well, is just really exciting. For groups that go down there in the future, now they'll be able to stay on site and just spend that much more time with the kids.
You can never really fully understand until you're there. Seeing the work that is being done and how needed it is, the whole experience changes you.
It was a blessing to me that I got to travel with my son and daughter-in-law.
Say something about how great your son is.
And my son is the greatest!
There's so much to share, but it was truly a wonderful experience, an opportunity to serve with other people, and yet people who had real pride in their community, pride in their country. But it was a life-changing experience, and we were thankful to be there, and concluded our trip by doing some more tourist things as we saw the beauty of this country in addition to the beauty of the people. So thank you for helping encourage us in this special time.
So go. Go to Peru. Go and experience and fall in love with it. Spread a little bit of God's love and give hope.
If you have an opportunity to join in and go on one of these trips, you'll definitely not regret it. It puts a whole new perspective on what we have and take for granted every day of our lives. Seriously, it was such a great time, and I'm really looking forward to doing it again. Hopefully we can do it again with our kids this next time.
We as a couple and as members of RLC have supported Corazon de Esperanza over the past few years. It's a wonderful organization doing so much good for the youth in Peru. Traveling there and seeing how much joy they have for life, despite their circumstances, made me want to live my life that way. We are blessed beyond measure. We are grateful for this opportunity to serve. Gracias for your support, and as they say in Peru, ciao.
Ciao.
What an amazing presentation, each one sharing the special moments of this last trip to Peru. Hi, I'm Robin Hansen, and I am the president of Corazon de Esperanza, and I want to thank Resurrection Lutheran Church, all of you, for your ongoing love, encouragement, and support for the ministry in Peru. Not just are you supporting us, you are a part of us, and we consider you family. I am so excited that now we've had 2 groups come and share. And the amazing piece, yes, if you haven't been, you should go. But the amazing piece is that the work being done during those 5 days is not just an isolated situation. I'll give you an example. Special for me on this trip was to have Cara Califf join. After years of investing in the lives of youth, she was able to see the work in action. And she led a presentation on the gifts that each person has, their personalities, and the unique way that God created them. And during that presentation, it was powerful to see my staff be interested in what are their gifts and talents and to understand the other workers and the way that God created them. It was excellent to watch our youth get involved and realize that personality traits that maybe they thought were not positive actually had a purpose. And since that presentation, our staff have been fully engaged in embracing the gifts that God has given them. So I personally want to thank you as a church body, our family, for giving so generously, not just financially, but using the gifts and the talents that you have to share God's love with those in need. The youth in Peru have overcome tragedies, abuse and abandonment, and such difficult moments. And there's hope. And that hope is because you, as a church body and as individuals, have come alongside each one of those kids and made an impact that will change their future. Thank you so much for giving. I'm so grateful, and I hope that one day soon I can come and be with you in person.